today we are going to be breaking down Sundowns' direct play, their costly mistake which got them on the back foot, and also Dortmund's right-sided attack with Jobe Bellingham starring in the middle. Now, let's see the build-up play from Sundown in the middle. Alright, the midfielder has found the space, he's found it forward. It's good stuff. He's bought the space, he's taken a heavy touch down here. Now this 50-50, I would say, in this moment. If the defender gets it right, it's a great tackle. If the defender doesn't get it right, then it's done. But in this case, great positive play from the Sundown attacker, and then he just runs through. It's all him over here. Takes a little shimmy, and then from this moment he gets a good finish. Great stuff. Again, we want to zoom back with the attack. Now, from here, he sees the defender rushing in. This is a great piece of play. Selling with a half shoulder drop and then pushing it forward into the space. Attacks the space, one heavy touch. He sees the charging defender coming in. Waits for it, does a nice little chip off. The ball is off the ground over here. Again, this stops the defender from slide tackling him. Finds himself in the space he needs. And then he just, from here, he waits. Now notice the thing he does like 2 seconds before that. He knows his next closest defender is the one on his right. He puts himself between himself and the defender, just shutting off any chance of a tackle coming from behind. One shot, a bit of a shimmy over here, and then sets himself up. You could argue, could have done closer, could have gone all the way up, but sometimes, you're in that position, you kind of just freeze, and, guess that's what happened over here. And then he just, good finish in the end, because, any lack of composure, he could hit the keeper. He could have tried going to between the legs as well. That's also okay. He could have tried here as well. That's fine. But this is a great finish into the side net. Good stuff. All right. Now, this is where it all breaks down for Sundown in the equalizing goal. From here, they play out from the back. Now, as we can see, we have Sundown 1, 2, but they are being pressed hard. It's at least a 3-on-3, and I think it's in Dortmund's favor over here. Keeper just does not see it, and then, it's a simple finish from here. But let's just build it up from where it all went wrong. I think in this moment, we can see later in the zoomed out clip, the keeper was just not focusing on who was marking his available options. From here, you can see, again, he just gives it. By the time he gives that pass, the Dortmund player is already half a meter ahead. So he's not, syncing himself up with what's going on in the game at the moment. And then you can see just simple finish. Nothing else to do from here. Look, in this moment, we can zoom in. All his eyes are on the ball, but in this moment already, we know the Dortmund player has already come full on his teammate, and it's done. And he looks up, he realizes, he's done for, and then game over, goal conceded. All right, Dortmund win the ball back, halfway up in attacking third. Again, good draw. He chooses the fast first pass option. There is an argument for him to be driving forward, stretching the defense, but nothing wrong with that. This striker takes a good touch. You see, takes it on his back foot. That opens him up to give the pass back down to the right flank, which Dortmund are overloading over here. And in this case, it's a nice little cross and header over there, scored by the same striker who won it as well. Again, now we want to see in this frame, both striker and I think it's Jobe at the back are just hanging around. They are already attacking and wanting this. So, anticipation and reading of where the ball is going to come to be able to make the most out of those chances. Good stuff. Dortmund again win it here in the upper third of the pitch. They stretch Sundown on the right. This is again good play. It's a cross in and then tapped away by the keeper. I just want to highlight this part from Jobe. Not only does he bring the ball down perfectly, he brings the ball down into the space where he has the best chance of scoring, and he does that in the greatest way. The chest, he knows the defender is coming from his right, momentum's going to his left, shields the ball, chests it to the right into the space that the defender has just left behind, and then simple finish over there. It's the little things, really akin to his brother. Again, good chest to the right, and then nice finish over there. We've seen a lot of videos of deflections, and defender has set himself up well to defend, but again, it's the lucky deflection. They're happening in almost every video I'm going through for this Club World Cup. All right, again, stretched out attack. This time Dortmund on the left. They stretch it out. Good cross. Again, it's a deflection. It's gone in. This whole tournament is about deflections, really. passes it off to the left. From here, I think he's going for the cross. Yep, it's a side-footed pass. He's going for the cross, but again, it's unlucky. Comes off the defender's stretched foot. And in this moment, well, the contact was that he was very stretched when he gets it. So usually when you're stretched and you're going for it, you win the ball back sometimes, you get the block in, but, in this unlucky moment, it just comes off his foot and then goes straight into the goal. Nothing can be done from here. Free kick for Sundown. We see the lineup. It's a pretty high line from Dortmund. They're pretty determined to hold the offside line in the edge of the box. But that's it. This defender is already running back. They make a run. Striker does a great run. He is between both centre-backs. I want to give credit to this static attacker as well. He's just waiting for whatever scraps he can pounce on at the edge of the box. That kind of false positioning gets the Dortmund defender behind him distracted. And that makes the Dortmund defender not pick up the guy running blindside of him. And that's exactly the striker who gets the first header in, hits the post. All right, and he comes back off his head as well to score the goal. Lucky, but you got to be there to win your luck. Now, again, we see it in slow-mo. This is the part where I love. Eyes on the ball. He's going for it. Head in. His eyes are straight back to where the ball is going to go so that he is the first to react when the ball comes back in. And I think that's duly deserved. Tapped in, for sure, but duly deserved because, he's done everything right before that. Now, this passage of play is where Dortmund give the ball away. I want to highlight a few individual moments over here. All right. Dortmund midfielder is receiving this on his back foot. Nothing wrong up to the moment where it actually comes off his foot, and then here it's a 50-50. He loses out. In this moment, he loses out and leads to the goal. But, he's trying to do the spin. I feel he has the right to try that because he's already having the ball here before the Sundown defender comes in. So, in another world, this would have been a nice little spin and he gets away with it. But the Sundown defender is really aggressive, kicks it off, and then that's it. It's 3-on-2 at the back. This is a good push. He drives into space, gets himself between the ball and the defender, waits for it, times the pass. Cool little finish over here as well. Again, let's see it from here. Midfielder does well, puts himself in the center of the triangle of people marking him. I would say he's kind of run out of options. He has to take the touch. And in this scenario, if the touch was cleaner, he can get it off to his striker. Here, the touch isn't clean, so he's forced to recorrect, and that recorrection is what makes him lose the ball. So then the Sundown players drive. This is good. This is a great power overrun. And here, this is where I talk about decisions in the heat of the moment. He's standing up, good holding of the line from his other striker. He waits, and he lets it off, and it's a good goal. All right. Ends 4-3, one of the more exciting games so far. Good play from both teams, but Dortmund eventually get away with it and hang on to beat the Sundowns 4-3.